Hey there, everybody. A little after 10 o'clock now, just about 10:15 actually. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Not a bad view out there, right? Looking out over downtown Tampa, St. Pete Beach. Looks really nice. For all the folks flying into Tampa International, this is what you want to be flying into. When you're coming down here in February, coming in from up north, and you land at TPA, and you step outside, and you have that first breeze that comes in. This is why you come here. This is why we live here, right? Just great conditions out there already this morning. Those of you just joining in, watching on Facebook or YouTube this morning, good to see you guys. I'm 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist Grant Gilmore. I've got your comments there streaming over on the left side. See a lot of you just checking in, just coming in to say, hey, happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. Our weather continues to improve. Not that it was ever bad earlier this week, but temperatures were running a little bit cooler than normal. I mean, we're getting picky here. We're a little spoiled recently, but our weather is really shaping up nicely. It was great yesterday after a chilly start, but I think today is almost ideal conditions, though we're getting up into that range through the afternoon where some people are saying, a little too early for these low 80s, and I get it, especially those of you who are a little bit more sensitive to that heat. You can start to feel it when you're in that full-on sunshine and you feel those temperatures start to creep up there around 80 degrees. But mostly, look, the weather is really, really nice. If you don't believe me, let me show you some of the weather around the rest of the country. I think you're hard-pressed to find better weather. There we are looking at forecast high temperatures this afternoon, up around 81 degrees. We've got some rain and actually some severe weather I'll talk about in just a couple of minutes. But when you look at some of those conditions around the rest of the country, if you look at places like Brownsville, Texas, yes, they're warm, or at least as warm as us. Windy out there today, 10% chance of rain there. And then you've got some more winter-like weather moving across places in the nation's heartland. Lincoln, Nebraska, 31, 40% chance of snow. Denver has a high temperature of 15 degrees today. And then you've got windy and freezing conditions up in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and over on the West Coast. 60 degrees in LA. I will take 81 in sunshine over 60 in sunshine any day of the week. Thank you very much. Though I will say the last few days has been a little bit cooler than normal. Our average temperatures, when you combine or at least average out those highs and their low temperatures, have been cooler than normal. So the last 3 days have been cooler than normal, but every day before that, in fact, I think you have to go back to January 28th for the last time that we had temperatures that were cooler than normal before this last few days. But the first part of February was unseasonably warm. We've been a little bit cooler than normal recently, and then today we're going to jump back up into that warmer than normal category. And you see how we haven't been normal so far this month, and that's typically how it is. You're usually on either side of that coin, and that's ultimately where they come up with that average or that normal temperature. But February 2023 here in Tampa has been warmer than normal. I do want to start off with this picture. This one taken out at the fair, the Florida State Fair going on this week. This one, Nito Manzon shared this with me on Twitter yesterday evening. A really pretty sunset, those clear skies. We don't get a lot of clear skies like that here in Florida, even this time of the year. There's usually a cloud or two here or there around sunset or sunrise, so kind of a neat shot there to see that over at the Florida State Fair. Yesterday evening, a pretty sunset, and it was a pretty sunrise this morning. We watched it right here from our Bellwether Beach Resort camera earlier on this morning as that sun came up over the horizon. We're looking out over Boca Ciega Bay there from St. Pete Beach, and it has just been a great day. Another beautiful start with clear skies and now sunny skies. Temperatures in St. Pete are up around 68 degrees after morning lows settled in the upper 50s. Look at this 24-hour temperature change. Isn't this crazy? Plant City's dealing with a little bit of a sensor issue, but most of us hanging out there 5 to nearly 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. So it's been noticeably warmer, I think we could all say. Already starting to see some 70s show up out there. Temple Terrace is already at 73, 70 in Trinity. Safety Harbor, Clearwater Beach, Seminole, enjoying temperatures in the 70s already. Taking a little bit longer to warm closer to the water there. Newport Ridge is at 64, but most places already looking at temperatures back in the 70s already. And it's because of this southeasterly wind. That southeasterly wind, obviously a southerly wind, is going to be warmer, but anytime you get winds that are able to travel across the land for a long stretch, that'll allow the air as it moves over the land to warm up. The same is true when we have northeasterly winds, right? A northeasterly wind, that air is able to travel over the land longer, heating up, but so that by the time that it gets to Tampa Bay, then it's going to be warmer. So today, particularly true, we'll see temperatures warm up pretty impressively, probably some low and mid 80s across the interior. What we're going to see though later today is a little bit of a sea breeze start to push some of that air in off of the Gulf, and that will keep temperatures closer to the water, probably in the upper 70s to near 80, but I expect temperatures there through the spine of the Florida Peninsula right there in the interior to probably climb into the mid 80s later on this afternoon. But just really nice conditions. High pressure's in control for us. You see that high pressure system now has developed out over Bermuda. You've got that southeasterly flow that's obviously bringing us the warmth, and because of our close proximity to that high pressure system, we're still stable. Dry air is in place. Meanwhile, that southerly flow is going to cause some issues across the Central Plains later on today. This area right there, right along that cold front, and you have that southwesterly flow drawing in the warmth and the moisture. It'll converge and it'll meet up against that cold Arctic air that's diving in from the northern tier states, and that's going to cause an issue for some severe weather across the mid and lower Mississippi Valley later on today. But for us and our weather here in Florida, specifically Tampa Bay, we are looking really nice again today. Let me talk about the severe threat. If you got friends, family, or just acquaintances out there in Arkansas, northern Mississippi, western Tennessee, an enhanced threat for some severe weather, looking at an elevated risk for some tornadoes today. That hashed area, which is marked out by the Storm Prediction Center, looking at the 10% probability or higher of EF2 tornadoes or stronger than that. So it's a higher risk, certainly something that those places need to be aware of as these storms start to develop later this afternoon into the evening. In fact, this is day one of what looks to be a 2-day severe weather outbreak. There is that enhanced threat for severe weather in that area I just highlighted there in Arkansas, northern Mississippi, up into western Tennessee. And then a little bit of a larger area for that severe threat that extends back into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then into northern Louisiana, and then up into portions of southern Missouri and Illinois. So that's today. Tomorrow, it's actually a larger area of that enhanced threat for severe weather, a pretty significant area for that threat for severe storms tomorrow. I mean, you see stretching from really southern Mississippi all the way up through the Ohio Valley, even close to Cleveland, and then up into the Buffalo area, that slight risk of a severe storm. So a couple of days where there's going to be a lot of severe weather in the news. So just make sure that folks in that area know that severe risk. The local meteorologists and local TV stations and the National Weather Service are going to do their part to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on. I say all that just to point out that severe threat actually not only does it dissipate, but it really stays north of most of the Florida Peninsula. There's going to be a small chance for some storms as that cold front moves into the Sunshine State on Friday. But by the time that front gets to Florida, or at least to Tampa Bay, it really weakens a lot and brings us a very, very low chance for some showers by Friday afternoon. So that high pressure system really fueling all of those showers and storms up to the north, but for us, it's just fueling our great weather with that dry air that's in place for us and that really nice and warm southeasterly flow. This is the Futurecast taking you through the next 24 hours. We'll start tomorrow with maybe a few more clouds. We'll say partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be in the 60s tomorrow morning. You see that moisture trying to pop a couple of showers through the heat of the day tomorrow afternoon. I don't think we have to worry about that. And then you'll also notice what I was talking about, how along the coast we're going to see that sea breeze develop, keeping temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. But areas that are really able to see that southeasterly flow persist throughout the day, you're looking at those middle 80s, maybe even upper 80s. Look at that. Well, no, sorry, that's 83 in Fort Myers. I thought it was an 88. 83 in Fort Myers. I think we might see some mid-upper 80s from Sebring to Lakeland. Orlando might even be a little bit warmer than that, 84, 83 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Here's what we see with this front. So there's that severe threat that's going to continue into tomorrow as that cold front continues to move to the east, and then another outbreak of severe weather again tomorrow. But notice by the time that line of showers moves south into central Florida, I mean, just a couple of showers, really isolated. Some of the forecast models took the chance of rain completely out of our forecast for Friday. I dropped our chance of rain. I still think we have a 20% chance for a few showers, but there is a good possibility that we go through all the day on Friday night that you don't get any rain. I mean, it's literally a couple of raindrops possibly coming through, if anything at all. It'll bring us slightly cooler air. I mean, we're going from the low 80s to maybe the mid and low 70s for Saturday. I mean, really, really minimal impacts from this front. Weather looks really nice, 74 out there on Saturday, 78 degrees Sunday. So a little cool down, really just knocking temperatures down to near normal, and then we're back into that above normal range for Sunday into next week. 7-day forecast really just puts it all together for you. That 20% chance for a shower on Friday. I mean, don't be surprised if you see that taken out of the forecast. We'll see how the models handle it over the next 12, 24 hours or so, but 20% chance of rain. I think that's being generous with our rain chances, especially for Tampa up into the Nature Coast. It might be more of a 20 to 30% chance of rain as those showers begin to move in, likely dissipating as they move south. And then breezy, a little cooler on Saturday. It's going to be a nice weekend, really nice stuff. Upper 70s and probably back up to 80 degrees into the beginning of next week. So let me take you back out, just a live look around the area, just to reinforce what you already know. It's nice today. Great stuff. No real major concerns for our weather as we head through the foreseeable future. I mean, little bumps in the road with many cold fronts that come through, but nothing really all that concerning, which is fine. Our time of the year to be concerned is the summertime, right? With hurricane season, we get into the rainy season, but this is the time of year where we can kick back, enjoy, get outside, take advantage of the beautiful area, and we'll deal with the storms and the tropical weather another time. That's it for me, guys. Just a quick update out there this morning. Bobby Deskins just came in. Bobby, anything you want to contribute this morning?
Sun's up. Sun's up. Looks good. It'll be dark tonight. Mostly dark tonight.
We're all about the accuracy here. Sunset this evening.
Yeah, what time is
It is 6:21 on the dot.
Still days are getting longer, daylight hours.
Oh, it's so nice. I love it. I love it, love it. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, halfway through the week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on today of note. I don't think so. We're all good. Take care, guys.